Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Miami Dolphins franchise here on ESPN NFL 2K5. Today, we are just going to go over the mid-season report. We are exactly through 8 games of the season, and we are 8-0, so that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at the schedule, how it has shaped out so far this season. We shellacked the Bills 58-27. We beat the crap out of the Patriots after they traded Michael Vick away, 66-28. We pulled off a close one against the New York Jets, 30-21 on the road. Then we beat the crap out of the Houston Texans, 41-7. Killed the Bears, 55-28. Then we had our bye week. After the bye week, we won 63-31 against the Cincinnati Bengals. And then we had probably our toughest game of the entire season so far, a 31-23 road win at Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Packers. They're a tough squad. They put up a hell of a fight. And then our first shutout of the entire series, 48-0 over the Buffalo Bills. So the Bills clearly gave us no trouble. For the remainder of the season, we will be at the Steelers. Home for the Lions. That could be a tough game. They're 5-3. At the Ravens. Home for the New York Jets. Home for the Minnesota Vikings. At the Oakland Raiders. And at the New England Patriots. And then we'll finish the season at home against the Cleveland Browns. The only teams over 500 are the Cleveland Browns and Detroit Lions. So from looking at our entire schedule, it looks like we have a pretty easy schedule, as the only winning teams right now are the Bears, the Lions, and the Browns. All right, so now we're looking at guys in contract years. This is going to be tough because we have Ed Reed in a contract year. We have Shane Marino in a contract year, as well as Carl Gallows, Tommy Harris, Steven Jackson, Bob Sanders, Dallas Clark, Nick Leckie are all in contract years. So if we want to keep these 390 overalls, we have got some payments to hand out. We do have $24 million in cap room, so hopefully we can get something done with some of these guys. It would be very important to us. All right, now we're taking a look at the Pro Bowl voting, and we'll see how many of our players are projected to maybe make the AFC Pro Bowl. Shane Marino is the #1 quarterback in the AFC right now, in front of Brett Favre and Kurt Warner. At halfback, Brader is leading over Dominic Davis and Sean Alexander. There is Terrence Bowling. There you are, Husker. Good to see you in there. Fullbacks. We do not have a fullback in the running. We don't really use a fullback on a gamely basis. Bowman and Pride are both projected to make the Pro Bowl as starting wide receivers. At tight end, Santiago is in 4th behind Algie Crumpler, L.J. Smith, and Kellen Winslow. Centers, Grove way down here, so he has a chance to make the Pro Bowl, but he's going to have a good second half of the season. For guards, we've got nobody there, and for tackles, we have nobody there. Kickers, Bill Gramatica is expected to make the Pro Bowl. Punters, no, we don't really punt a lot, to be honest. Not the way we've been playing this season. Defensive tackles we don't have. Calvin Pace is killing the competition here at defensive end. He should definitely make the Pro Bowl, and you'll see why in a minute. Nobody for outside linebackers. Nobody for inside linebackers. But we do have 3 cornerbacks projected to make the Pro Bowl right there. And if you look, if they take 6 corners, that means 2 out of it is our rookie Dustin Norton. So good to see him thriving this season. Strong safeties, Ed Reed is 1 behind Adam Archuleta, but he should make the Pro Bowl at least as a backup. Free safeties, Liam Rogers is really close to being at least the backup in the Pro Bowl. Only about 6,000 votes behind. So interesting Pro Bowl voting. Okay, first thing we're going to go ahead and do is take a look here at the team standings. And as you can see, we are the only undefeated team in the AFC, currently projected to be the 1 seed overall in the AFC. Number 2 would be the Chiefs, 3 would be the Colts, 4 would be the Browns. The two wild card teams, it would be hard because the Jaguars would definitely have one spot. The other spot would either go to the Chargers, Raiders, Patriots, or Jets. In the NFC, we have the Detroit Lions leading that division. Falcons and Seahawks also 5-3. So one of those three teams would be the 1 seed, and another one would be a 2 seed. Another one would be a 3 seed. Giants sitting there at 4-4 would currently, I guess, take the 4 seed. The 5 would go to the Bears at 5-3, and then the 6 is going to be between the Saints, the Niners, the Redskins, and the Eagles. But the entire NFC is a big clusterfuck, as you have a lot of 5-win, 4-win, and 3-win teams. There's no 2 wins, and there's no 6 wins, so everybody is in that range. All right, we're going to look at the transaction report, see what has gone on with some trades. It looks like Amani Toomer and Antonio Freeman have been traded to the Bengals for Aaron Brooks. So a quarterback for 2 receivers in that trade. Then there's a trade right here between the Rams and the Saints involving Chris Samuels, Dan Campbell for Adwali Ogunleye. Then over here, the Packers acquired Torrey Holt. Wow, they played us with Torrey Holt. So they had acquired Torrey Holt from the New Orleans Saints for Orlando Pace. So a couple old-time Rams getting traded there. Then tight end Todd Heap traded from the Browns to the Bucks for guard Damian Woody. And then wide receiver Drew Bennett was traded from the Ravens to the Cowboys for Larry Allen. Then you have center Matt Burke from the Broncos getting traded for defensive end Greg Ellis. And, of course, we knew about the Michael Vick deal traded from the Patriots for tackle Trey Thomas. All right, first we'll take a look at our team stats, and then we'll see how they stack up to the rest of the league. Shane Marino with a 107.9 rating. He's completing 56% of his passes for over 2,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, a long completion of 78. He's been sacked 36 times. In the rushing, Brader, with 175 attempts, has almost 1,000 yards in half a season, so he's doing awesome. Marino also has 218 yards on the ground. 14 touchdowns already for Zach Brader, 2 for Marino on the ground. Receiving-wise, Jake Pride with 829 yards, Bowman with 750. There's Santiago with 196, Brader with 118, Sarajevo, who unfortunately was hurt in the last game, 87 yards for him, and 159 for the rookie Derek Wilson. He has 1 touchdown, Sarajevo has 2, Brader has 1, Santiago has 3, Pride has 6, and Bowman has 13 TDs. On the defensive side of things, Gunn with the most tackles for us with 32. Pace has 31. 26.5 of them are sacks. Look at that. He has already broken the NFL sack record by 3 sacks or so. And we're halfway through the season, so he has a lot more he can do. Starks with 5 sacks, Scott with 4, Bopus with 2.5, Reed with 2, Alpo and Tommy Harris with 1.5 apiece. Interceptions-wise, Reed with 6, Gunn with 6, Alpo, Rogers, and Holmes Halt, as well as Simon Matthews with 3 apiece. And our rookie, Dustin Norton, with 2 interceptions as well. Look at the touchdowns. Ed Reed with 2, Gunn with 2, Halt with 2, 1 for Rogers, 1 for Matthews, 1 for Starks. Pace and Bopus with forced fumbles, recoveries for Pace, Starks, Scott, Cartwright, and Wilson. So, defense has been storming this year. In the kicking game, Grammatica's 11 out of 13 with a long of 50. Punting, we have 18 punts for an average of 43.3 per punt. Kick returning, Gunn with 25.4 average, Pride with 28.1 average. Nobody has scored yet there. Punt returns, 30 for an average of 8.3 for Gunn. Again, no scores there. So, league leaders for passing, there is Shane Marino. He's 3rd in quarterback rating. He is number 1 for touchdowns thrown by 9. He doesn't have the most picks, but he is up there. So Shane Marino looking like the next Brett Favre. In rushing, Brader has the third most attempts, but he has the most yards. His average is third in the league behind only Shane Marino and some fullback who only has 4 attempts. So Brader is killing it. And he also has double the touchdowns of the next running back, which would be Terrence Bowling. Congrats there, Husker. Kind of want to see where Noob's guy would be. Where's Bacher? Where's the Bach? Ashlyn Boyd has 592 yards this year with 4 TDs. Where the heck is Bacher? There's Bacher. John Bacher with 480 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, receiving-wise, our guys do not stack up with receptions. 38 is our most, and 44 is the leaders. But Pride and Bowman are killing it, as they are way up there in yards. Touchdowns, Bowman does lead by a hefty margin. Pride is 1 behind second place. Defensively, we don't tackle like these guys in this league tackle. But the sacks, though, Calvin Pace, you could take the next 2 guys, and he's better than them combined. As far as interceptions, Gunn and Reed right up there with Tony Parrish and Adam Archuleta for the league lead. As far as touchdowns, Gunn, Reed, and Halt all up there with Chris Gamble on the most defensive touchdowns. Fumbles, we don't do that well with, and nobody has more than 1 field goal block. Kicking, Martin Gramatica. Well, how is Bill Gramatica winning? He's only 85%. I don't know how he's winning. It's probably due to his extra points. Yeah, he's 48 out of 48 from extra points. So maybe he has the most points for kickers, but they don't count that really here. Punting, we had a 43-point-something average. Yeah, there we are. Andy Lee's not as far down as he was last year. That's pretty good. Kick returning average, Sarajevo had that 1 for 30. Pride has 28.1. Gunn's actually up there. He's doing pretty well. For punt returning average, Gunn's actually 3rd best in the league. Technically 2nd best from anybody who has 10 punt returns or more. Okay, we've shown this before, but we'll do it again. Here's primetime players for Week 1. Marino was in there. Week 2, Marino was in there as well as Hermes Halt. Week 3, we had nobody. Week 4, we had Calvin Pace with 4 tackles, 3 sacks. Week 5, we had Shane Marino, we had Hermes Halt, and we had Jake Pride. Week 6, we didn't have anybody in there. It might have been our bye week. Week 7, we had Ed Reed with his pick 6, and we had Zach Brader, who was huge in our win there. Week 8, we had Calvin Pace with the 6 tackles and 4 sacks. And Week 9, again, we had Calvin Pace with his 5 tackles and 5 sacks. As you can see, Jenkins for the Rams also with a 5-sack game. Pretty huge. Currently, our injury report looks like this. Aronde Gadsden is going to be out for 13 weeks. DeMario Williams will be out for 11 weeks. And Sarajevo will be out for 16 weeks. He's probably going to be done for the year. ACL, MCL, and a fractured arm. These are all bad injuries. Okay, in the power rankings, we are number 1, and we deserve to be. We've been number 1 most of the season. Kansas City would be number 2. Seattle, number 3. The Colts, number 4. As you can see, nobody is a 7-win team, but we have 2 6-win teams behind us. Everyone else is a 5 or a 4-win team that is up here. Jacksonville might be a little underrated there, but because they're coming off a loss, they dropped them. And there's 1 2-win team, and that's Buffalo. So they're, to me, the worst team, but I don't know. The Rams won, and they left them at 2. They got slaughtered by us and didn't go down. So, I don't know. That, to me, is a crime. Okay, Steelers roster. They're going to be starting quarterback Mark Brunell. Wow, that's pretty ironic. They're also going to have Sean Alexander, who's one of the league's top rushers, as we saw. Fullback's going to be Craig Houston. They're going to have Marty Booker. They're going to have David Boston. Those guys are tough to stop. They're going to have kind of a weak offensive line, but they're going to have Bryant McKinney is their strong point. Gerard Warren, they're going to have Carlos Hall. Not a great defensive line. Dexter Coakley is going to be in there. Not a great defense, it's looking like. Tony Parrish, one of the league's top safeties, will be there. Wow, they have no free safety. We're going to have to try and throw over the top on these guys. Their kicker's not even good. Their punter's not fantastic. I think we can take on the Steelers, boys. What do you think is going to happen in that game? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching this video so much. Do not forget to subscribe if you are new. Don't forget to drop a like on your way out, fellas, and I'll see you all on the next episode against the Pittsburgh Steelers.